that's what's happening. Men are constantly recognizing in all facets, like, yo, there's nothing in this for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whether it be dates, okay, I take her out on a date. She want me to spend $500. You don't know what that man does. You don't know if he had to save up $500 to do that. You have
Nor does she care.
She don't care.
Nor does she care.
People will go where they are appreciated.
Yeah.
That's a raw deal. Nobody's going to sit there and spend money they worked hard for on you, whether you think they got it or not. And then just sit back and you just tell them at the end of the night, oh, that was fun. He invested $600. You don't look at it as an investment because you guys don't understand the context of business.
Any guys out there, if you guys go out and you're spending a whole bunch of money on a chick, you should already be smashing. If you're going to spend a whole lot of money on a girl, you shouldn't be spending a whole lot of money on somebody that you just met or somebody that you're trying to get to know. I mean, you got to do little bars, man. You got to, Starbucks, grab a bite to eat, grab lunch or something like that, and see if you like that person. But expensive dates have to be earned.
Right.
They have to be earned,
Right.
I would definitely not spend a lot of money in hopes of seeing her again. You're going backwards.
You're giving her the ceiling. You started her right there. There's nowhere to go from there. If you don't have any decorum for yourself as a man to understand that should be something that should be earned, then you lose everything that was worth any value in that situation. That's the same thing with how you raise children. Children will not respect the fact that you as a parent have to go and work and make money, and that there's a value to that, because if you don't teach them that, if you just do anything else like that, and they can burn through money, understand there's no consequence for it, or it's not something that has value that has to be worked for, they won't associate it with any of that stuff. It's doing the exact same thing. And don't be manipulated into thinking that your manhood and your power as a man is based upon what you can provide for them in the first meeting of them. Oh, you're not a real man if you don't take me on an expensive date. Your manhood is not based upon on their benefit and what they can gain out of you. That's a manipulation tactic, shaming tactic.
Yeah.
Who hurt you? Let's get into that.
Let's get into shaming tactics.
Let's get into that. Let's do it. You want to do it?
Let's do it.
We're going to get into this.
Yeah.
A lot of the tactics that are used today will be labeled grossly in psychology as psychological warfare. So what somebody has an intent to do when they say a stanza like "who hurt you" is they are trying to minimize what you're saying and the validity of what you're saying under the guise that the position that you're stating it from is from an emotional place that is cemented in some type of emotional trauma or pain, and that is clouding your logical judgment, and therefore whatever you're saying can't be right and it's off base, almost that you're crazy and whatever the case is,
right.
because what I'm saying is from a place of hurt. So it's a dismissive statement intended to lessen whatever you said and retract any validity from what you said, like it had no thought or no sound logic to it or whatever the case is.
Right. It's an extremely manipulating tactic to cause a man to think that he's coming from an emotional place and what he's saying is invalid.
Right.
Because he isn't thinking correctly or something like that.
Correct. All of that happens psychologically in an exchange in something as small as "who hurt you."
Right.
Those couple of words
just that
creates that
kind of
is to create doubt, is to invalidate anything that you're saying under the guise that, oh, your experiences is somebody hurt you, right, and that's why you're saying what you're saying. And it's not rooted in you having your own sound mind, you being very well studied or very well read.
And the truth of the matter is, everybody's been hurt. So it doesn't even really make any sense. Ladies have been hurt, men have been hurt. That's called experience. It doesn't have to do with hurt. You have experience, so you know about certain situations. But when it comes down to who hurt you, absolutely true. Who hurt you is a a shaming tactic.
It's one of their favorites. If you can't engage in, a conversation without having to ask somebody or project, because you're also potentially projecting who hurt you or whatever, then you're just not really really sound to actually listen, internalize, and be empathetic to potentially see the perspective that the other person's coming from. And you can see the perspective they're coming from and disagree, but to automatically dismiss it and then deem it yourself that the only reason why this person's saying this is because they're hurt, without you having no visual proof of that at all, you can't assume that anything I say is because I'm hurt.
Right.
It's automatically because I'm hurt. Most of these things that men say are not because they're hurt. I don't even have to experience it. I can sit on the park and watch a couple and see how a woman is treating her man and come to a conclusion based on the way I see a treatment happen on what's happening there. And that doesn't mean somebody hurt me.
Right.
That just means I witnessed something in a specific situation.
Yeah.
What is that? That isn't, you don't know where I might have garnered my experience or perspective from.
Right.
So you would be best to ask.
Guys should just look past that. If a girl says who hurt you, you already know what type of woman you're dealing with at this point. It's going to be a woman who's going to be very deflective of accountability.
Right.
She's not going to take any accountability of what she knows women do. Not necessarily what she personally did to you, but you saying, girls cheat just as much as men. Right?
Right.
You say that to a woman.
Right.
And if she replies,
who hurt you?
You know she is not trying to logically engage in anything out of that conversation. Keep it moving, man.
Yo, seriously, bro. I'm gonna get a Gucci tat. I'm gonna get who hurt you tat. I think it's gonna go right here or right here. I don't know. I'm coming with the Who Hurt You album coming soon. Who hurt you? Who hurt you? You know what I'm saying? Shaming Records.